We're recognising this as a Palestinian state. Gary pointed out we don't even know where the boundaries are, the borders, the capital, who will actually run this. Do you think that Keir Starmer's kind of jumping the gun? What will it achieve?
Well, the same accusation would be true of Israel. Like, Israel does not tell us where its boundaries should be. It's a criticism of Israel that goes all the way back to the 1970s, because they are illegally occupying their neighbours. I mean, that is the opinion of the International Court of Justice. They say that Gaza has been illegally occupied since 1967.
Which neighbours, Ben? Israel
Yes.
illegally occupying their neighbours. Which neighbours specifically? Because obviously we're talking about
Syria,
territory here. So we just want to...
the Golan Heights in Syria, and also the West Bank and Gaza, to name but a few. And I think that it is, well, I think frankly that the genocidal ethno-state that is Israel lost the right to have a say in the process, in the peace process, really, in the day that it murdered Hind Rajab. Hind Rajab, 6 years old, 335 bullets shot into her little body, and her last words to the emergency service worker being, "Please come get me. I'm scared. Don't go. I'm scared." Like, there is no October 7th. There is no. There's nothing that in the world that can justify that. There is no. What
about the hostages, Ben? What about the hostages? I mean, OK, if you're recognising a Palestinian state, you've got to admit that October the 7th was an awful moment, and that Israel are retaliating because they realise that their neighbours are never, ever going to allow them to live in peace. So what I would have liked to have heard was that there'll be a condition with this recognition that you'll perhaps release all the hostages. Would that not have been something that you would have thought Keir Starmer might consider, or no?
When a state is committing genocide, there's you don't start sort of going, well, you've got to give some to the state. Like, you do not trust the Israelis right now.
So the answer is...
And Missing Families Forum also does not trust the hostages. As they said, they wrote on social media, the Israel strike on Qatar a couple of weeks ago shows that every time a deal approaches, Netanyahu sabotages it. If you care about the hostages, you should care about the recognition of a Palestinian state, because that also comes with obligations to recognise Israel's sovereignty. If they want to keep the Palestinian state, then they have to recognise Israel's sovereignty, and that includes not committing the kind of crimes that were committed on October 7th.
You're sounding like a supporter of Hamas. Just to be clear,
I think that's an absurd thing to say. Israel literally bombed the negotiators. I can't like express to you how mad it is to go, oh yeah, well, Israel wants a deal as well, and then accepts that Israel just bombs the negotiators in a foreign country. That's an illegal strike. It's against international law. There is no justification for that.
I don't think it is. And you know why? Because it was a targeted attack specifically at Hamas, who are being harboured in Qatar. And just to remind you,
no,
the UK,
it was a Hamas negotiator. That was their peace negotiator.
Let me finish.
That was their peace negotiator.
Let me finish. OK? I listened to you.
I mean, I'm willing to... Hang on, you already said you weren't listening to me.
No,
you already said you weren't listening to me.
You should wait till the end of the sentence before you interrupt, because you don't know what I'm going to say, all right?
Do the same courtesy, and I'll do the same to you. That's absolutely fine.
No, because I'm hosting the programme and I've invited you on to talk, and I've listened, and I'll interject and I'll ask you questions. But at the same token, you can respect...
So you can interrupt me, but
this isn't going to get anywhere, so I'm going to leave it there, Ben. There's no point, because you're not listening to anything. Ben McLean, thank you very much.